What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw Uncut Truth. Give you that that raw content that you deservedly need, and I got a banger for you. So I'm gonna talk about the beef between Steve Kerr and LaVar Ball, and the reason that LaMelo may not be drafted. I know he's not gonna be drafted. He may get drafted by the Warriors, but get traded. So pretty much, the reason why LaMelo will not be playing with the Warriors, I'm okay with that, mainly due to the fact that their fans are very ungrateful. Like, I understand if you don't want a player, but to the media and the shines out there in the suburbs, not Oakland, Oakland, they some real ones. But, San Francisco, these uppity Silicon Valley hacks that say, oh, we don't want LaMelo. The media, if they get LaMelo, it's an embarrassment. Stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you why the beef started. So before LaVar said anything about Steve Kerr or the Warriors, there was a reporter asking Steve Kerr an opinion about LaVar. This is when the Lakers game versus the Warriors was approaching. And Steve Kerr called LaVar Ball the Kim Kardashian, or the Kardashian of the NBA, of parents. So like any man would do, which is to stand up for himself and reply. And I get it, some of you shines are saying, LaVar needs to be a parent and not reply. But if someone is calling you out, calling you an embarrassment to basketball parents, calling you the Kardashian of the NBA, of a parent, you have to speak up. You can't let these idiots punk you and say anything. I bet you one thing, if let's say this, if the Ball brothers' parents were drug addicts, nobody would say anything. Everybody would say, you know what, Lonzo, LaMelo, and Jello, their parents, even though they're on drugs, they're great people, and they deserve a benefit of a doubt because they're facing so much adversity. And let's pray for them and all that crap. That's the hypocrisy. But they got LaVar, who's outspoken. And I'm not saying LaVar is right all the time. You know me, if LaVar is like on one, I'll say it. But LaVar replied to Steve Kerr, and he did it like a man. He told the guy that he was interviewing with from Lithuania at the time, that Steve Kerr is the Milli Vanilli of coaching. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty funny. And he replied and said that, what I mean is, you can go stand in the same spot like Luke Walton did, win 20-something games, when you've got all the right horses just running. Sometimes less coaching is the best coaching, but some of these guys like to act like they've coached some guys how to play. He does have somewhat of a point. At the end of the day, Steve Kerr was blessed to be on a team that's already advanced when he came in. When Mark Jackson coached the Warriors that last year, the year 13-14, everyone said that the Warriors are a year or two away. And you still have idiots who say the Warriors would have won the 13-14 season beating the Spurs and the Heat if Steve Kerr was coaching. That is an absolute lie. But this is why you have people like me, people who seek truth instead of putting out wacky rhetoric out there, talking about things that don't make sense, that kind of stuff. When I made my video today of talking about LaMelo and a potential chance of him being drafted by the Hornets, I made a very important emphasis on how teams mess up, how teams overdraft or specific because they dislike someone's family or their quote-unquote posse or whatever code words they use. The same goes for LaMelo. Yes, the Golden State Warriors have a talented starting lineup. Now, their bench is questionable, but their starting lineup is talented. And I think a lot of Warrior fans forget Steph is 30s, in his 30s. Clay's in his 30s. Draymond's in his 30s. The only one that's pretty young is Andrew Wiggins, which is was like 25 years old. That's about it. I'm telling you. Now, I'm not gonna trip if LaMelo's not drafted by the Warriors. This is not that type of video. But what are the Warriors going to be in 10 years from now? Oh, they still banking on getting Giannis, huh? They may get him. You never know. But I don't think it would be a trade. If they get Giannis, it would be for free agency. That's just what I think. But I'm gonna say this: emotion ruins franchises. I've seen emotion ruin the most talented franchises. Look at the 76ers. They were doing so well developing their players and drafting pretty well. Now, they stumbled on a couple, but they drafted pretty well. And then they got a little too cute with their drafts, and they messed the whole development up, trading good players, great players, over selecting, being picky. So Steve Kerr, he could be all emotional and be in a tizzy because LaVar Ball called him Milli Vanilli. But at the end of the day, when LaMelo does this thing, and LaMelo's in his prime, and Steph and Clay and all of them, they're probably almost retired by then, we're going to look back and say, man, we just gave him away. That's how it goes. The Warriors could still win one more title and still think about, man, how many more titles we would have won if we would have just drafted him and molded him into a great player. Something to think about. To all the NBA teams out there, I know you're not listening because, hey, I'm not like these top YouTubers. So, my content's not consumed of YouTube all day. But if they ever stumble to my video, just draft the best player. Keep it simple. This is the reason why Jerry West is still the best GM talent evaluators around. He keeps it simple. He doesn't overthink. Maybe these NBA organizations should learn from that. Or be like the Toronto Raptors, who in my opinion have the best talent development organization in the NBA. It's not even close. It was the Warriors, but they got away from that. But it is what it is. All praise to the Most High. Stay blessed. Cherish your families. Have a good day.